Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here is another Xbox Series S video. And you may be sitting there asking yourself,
But Justin, you've already done many of them. What is this one about?
well, little Johnny, I'm glad you asked. But before we get into this article, we're going to need to go to this one, which was from 4 months ago, right? We need to look at this. Update 9.14.20, which, as a matter of fact, is today's date. So, what they say here is as follows. They are happy to share that backward compatible titles will be coming to the Series S as well as Series X to deliver the highest quality backwards compatible experience consistent with the developer's original intent. The Series S runs the Xbox One S versions of backward compatible games while applying improved texture filtering, higher and more consistent frame rates, faster load times, and auto HDR, which is high definition resolution. As for next generation titles, the Series S was designed to be the most affordable next gen console and play them at 1440p 60 frames per second. Right there. We'll be sharing more details on backward compatibility for both the Series S and Series X soon. So now that that's out of the way, we can move on to this one, which this one is all about the performance in the smallest Xbox ever. Just a quick rundown of what this one is and what, the main topic of this video is basically going to be what is the performance, what's inside the Series S, and what's different between the Series X and the Series X. So here it is right here. The primary difference between the Series X and Series S is in resolution. Through talking to our customers, we found that many of our fans prioritize frame rate over resolution, so we wanted to build a console that didn't require a 4K TV. The Series S delivers approximately 3 times the GPU performance of Xbox One, and was designed to play games at 1440p at 60 frames per second, with support for up to 120 frames per second. With the increased efficiency we get from the next generation AMD RDNA 2 graphics architecture, combined with the virtual memory multipliers enabled through the Xbox Velocity architecture, Xbox Series S will deliver performance and experiences well beyond the raw specs. In addition, Series X and Series S share the same development environment, tools, capabilities, all of which enable developers to build and release their content across consoles more easily while still taking advantage of the unique hardware capabilities of the next generation. In addition, games built for the next generation will be optimized for both Series X and Series S. Titles that support smart delivery. So, you may be asking yourself, well, what is smart delivery? Well, little Timmy, I'm glad you asked. So, smart delivery is basically what is explained here in these 3 bullets, okay? So, in bullet number 1, if you own Gear 5s or are loving it via Xbox Game Pass, now you can play it on Xbox One today. Then, if you pick up an Xbox Series X this holiday, all it takes is a push of a button to download it, and you'll have the optimized version of Gears 5 available on day 1 at launch with the console at your fingertips. When Halo Infinite launches alongside the Series X and Xbox One this holiday, you only have to buy the game once, and you'll get the best version for whichever console you own, or even both. If you pick up Series X for your living room, Smart Delivery will recognize that and deliver you the optimized version there. If you decide to move your existing Xbox One to a bedroom or office, Smart Delivery will recognize that too and deliver that version when you're playing on Xbox One. Some new exciting Xbox One titles will be optimizing their games after the Series X launches. For example, and this one is probably the most exciting one, if you buy Cyberpunk 2077 when it launches on September 17, which actually, that's not the case anymore, it was delayed to November, if I'm not mistaken, you'll be set to explore Night City on Xbox One. If you pick up Xbox Series X at launch this holiday, you can play it there too in compatibility mode, picking up exactly where you left off. Then, when CD Projekt Red delivers a Series X optimized version of Cyberpunk 2077, you'll automatically get upgraded once it's available with no additional cost. We're also happy to confirm Smart Delivery will be enabled for Game Pass titles that leverage it. So that's pretty much what is Smart Delivery. So now that that's out of the way, we can finish this. So Titles that support smart delivery will automatically detect what device you are playing on, Series S, X, or Xbox One, and deliver the best version of the game available to you. Like the Series X, Series S supports Seagate Storage Expansion Card, which is basically this right here, right? You see this? You know this? Good. Where you can add 1 terabyte of additional storage with the full speed and performance of the Xbox Velocity architecture, while your previous generation Xbox titles can still be played directly from your existing external USB 3.1 hard drives to receive all the benefits of Xbox Velocity architecture and optimal performance. Games optimized for Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X must be played from the custom internal SSD or a Seagate storage expansion card. Now that all of that is out of the way, we can get to moving on to talking about the differences between the Series X and the Series S. First off on the list is the CPU. The Series X has an 8-core AMD Zen 2 CPU at 3.8 GHz with 3.6 GHz with SMT enabled. The Series S is just behind, with the AMD the same but at 3.6 GHz, 3.4 GHz with SMT enabled. The GPU is a little bit different. We have the AMD RDNA 2 with 52 CUs at 1.825 GHz for the Series X, and then 20 CUs at 1.565 for the Series S. The GPU power is 12.15 teraflops Series X, and then 4 teraflops for the Series S. The RAM is 16 gigabytes GDDR6 RAM, 10 gigabytes at 560 gigabytes a second, and then you have 6 gigabytes at 336 gigabytes per second, with the Series S just short of that at 10 gigabytes with the GDDR6 RAM, 8 gigabytes at 224 gigabytes per second, and then 2 gigabytes at 56 gigabytes per second. Performance target. The Series X, as we all know, 4K 60 frames up to 120, and then the Series S at 1440 60 frames up to 120. Then we have storage, which is 1 terabyte Gen 4 with 2.4 gigabytes per second uncompressed, and then 4.8 gigabytes per second compressed, with the Series S being at 512 gigabytes. And the seconds per uncompressed and the seconds per compressed are the exact same. The expandable storage is the exact same. Backwards compatibility, the exact same. Disk drive, this is different. 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray for the Series X, as the Series S is digital only. The display output is the same, and the MSRP is different with, as we all know, again, $499 USD for the Series X, and then $299 USD for the Series S. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much wrapping it up. That's basically everything that I have collected over the last couple of days, and pretty much why it's taken me this long to actually make this video. So, as always, if you've made it this far, hey, thank you for watching. I'll see you
the following Thursday.